I've just taken a break from what I'm doing at the minute, just to catch my breath. I'm just raking out and cutting the ground from the top of the ground, just from the front of these colonies. You may remember, and I did do a video elsewhere, if you haven't seen it, we had water running down through here, coming out the ground, and then running down, and then pooling here, and it was forming a pond, and then it was running off down through the farm. And I was going to put a trench in here, dig a trench out, and then send the water down the backs of these pallets. Well, someone's beat me to it. We now have a trench running down through the back, and although there's no water coming out of it now, there's quite an eruption coming out here, spring water in the ground. But it's not necessarily natural rainwater from the ground, because it was never like that before they built the building up the top there. So it's all in the concrete slab running down. So the water course has possibly changed. So this trench runs along here, it picks up this one here off that top field, and it all runs down out through the farm and then down out that road. So I'm just going to be moving those two colonies to here, and the reason for that, I don't necessarily need to, I suppose, and they are safe where they are, but this bank here is going to be a little bit overgrown in the spring, and it's going to be a little bit too close to the edge for me to work on, so I'm going to just move them down a little bit. So I'm just cutting the old nettles that were here before, and the bramble that was coming out of the ground, just to pile a bit of soil up underneath here so I can pile it up. What we're hoping to do is work with the farmer and see if we can seed this and put a load of wildflower in there, and then likewise in the ground here. There's a chamber there which picks up water coming from this side up through here as well, and the rest of this bank. That whole road's been dug up. There's drainage in there and there's gravel coming through it, and it all runs down and out into other fields which are also having drainage put in to get rid of the pond at the bottom. So that's what's going on here at the moment. The colonies, they're wrapped, the roofs are insulated. Ignore those pallets, they've just been moved so that the work could go on. Still the angry colony, and when I was strapping them, that I ended up with a red strap, red for danger, purely by chance. I've had cameras on them, thermal imaging cameras. I've had sensors in there for temperature, so they're all doing everything that they should be doing really. And likewise with these ones, those that have got feed in, they don't necessarily need it, but they are taking it a little bit. Some of them are leaving it alone. These two here on the end, the lids blew off because they weren't strapped, and all of the hedgerow that was here and the trees in the back there have gone, so they could do the work that they needed to do for access and things. So the lids blew off, and I had to take those colonies apart a little bit. I didn't take the frames out per se, I did take a couple of them out, but I didn't do a full inspection on them. But the food that I could see that was on there, the honey that was stored, I was rather surprised and pleased with really, because over the other side here there's lots, or there has been lots of heather, so they've made the most of that and they've got all that stored. So I've got no concerns really over the colonies. It's just the ground that I'm trying to look after at the minute, and I'll do a little bit of maintenance just on these hedges, get them tidied up before they start growing again in the spring. So that's where I'm up to.